Hey guys, what is up? Here we are again, another week, another opportunity, another day. As you can see, I cut my hair, trimmed up the beard a little bit. Alright, it looks kind of weird, but it'll be alright. Still growing, getting pretty long. But that's not why we're here. So, welcome you back. Welcome to my home. Welcome to the video. Welcome to, just come hang out. And I'm just glad that you're here. We've had some great support. We've had uh, a lot more views lately, which is really awesome. And I'm just so thankful that the Lord's using my videos in this way. And I just hope people that are seeing this are actually getting something out of it. And they're actually able to come closer to the Lord and getting to know Him more. And kind of speaking about that, so today I have this title, What to Say When You Have Nothing to Say. I'll be honest with y'all. There's many times in my life where I don't have things to say, where I should probably say something, or I have opportunities where I should say something, or I can say something, and I just don't, or I don't say the right thing because I'm not really sure what to say, so I just make stuff up. And there's sometimes even with some of these videos where I'll go all week and I'll pray, I'm gonna speak on this, so I'll start working on that and be like, no, and then I'll start working on this, so maybe you should talk about this, no, and then like the day before, God just kind of really hits me and He's like, hey, this is what I wanted you to wait on, this is what I wanted you to figure out. And so that's kind of where we're going with this video today, okay? Is that, and also sometimes even and another way is, even with me starting this channel, it kind of took me a while to actually get going, to get starting, because I didn't really know what to say. I didn't always have words. Wasn't sure how to talk, where to talk, because you see all these videos and you always see all these professional videos and everything that people do, and I didn't really have a lot of confidence. And then, I'll be honest, I was a little afraid to do it because of my past and some of the decisions I make. Some people know me, and I would be like, oh, I'm a Christian, and then I would just do things that just were not very Christian, that were not Jesus-like. And they would even point it out to me, be like, I thought you were a Christian, but you're doing this, this, and that, and I was like, man, and so I was afraid of essentially criticism about it and stuff. But the Lord's really worked on me, and one of the first things that but just speaking about just not having words to say, is sometimes we don't have the words to say, and we don't know what to say and how God wants us to say or present ourselves, is because a lot of times we try to listen, right? And we try to make this big impact with these big crazy videos, these big fancy loud or concerts or stuff like that. Not me, obviously making concerts, just people think they need to make this big impression and everything. But sometimes the strongest word is actually in silence. It's a whisper, it's quiet. And I get this actually from 1 Kings 19:11 through 12. And actually this is kind of going on because the way I have my sermon written out, it's kind of changing already because, God's still working through me. But 1 Kings 19:11 through 12, it says, and he said, go out and stand among the mountains before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great strong wind tore the mountain and broke into pieces the rock before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, the sound of a low whisper. And that sound of a low whisper was God. And it was talking to Elijah. And this is, after Elijah, he just done all these great and crazy miracles. And he's looking for Lord. He's kind of actually hiding in this cave. And he's looking for the Lord. And he's looking, and there's all these things happening. But the thing is God wasn't in all these crazy things. He was actually the still small voice. And a lot of times we get so caught up in the world, and we get so caught up with religion, okay, not in what Christ wants, not what the Bible says, but we get caught up in religion, and so we're listening to all these other things that we shouldn't. Oh, well, this, and it's not just obviously just noises. It could just be we just get really busy, and we just let stuff get in our way, and we seek things, and we seek for God, and we seek for God's answer, and oh, well, this worked for that person, or well, this preacher said this, or this preacher said that, instead of actually taking the time to actually just sit there and to pray, and even just to sit in silence, and just to know that He is God, and just to sit there and listen, because a lot of times we might miss out on an opportunity, miss out on a miracle, or miss out on a blessing or something like that in our life, because we are too busy, and we run ourselves too busy, and essentially we don't hear it, and we don't see the subtle things, whereas sometimes the subtle things are some of the biggest blessings. I know for me as a dad, sorry my camera's shaking a lot, but for me as a dad, man, it's a blessing as my children. Like, I can come home from the craziest, most stressful day, but just both my kids just saying hi to me, talking to me, wanting to play, and all these other things. No matter how grumpy or angry I might be or upset from that day, it could just completely change my mood. And and it's just small things like this. It's a smile from a stranger. It's a pat on the back. It's unexpected recognition. It's just somebody calling you or writing you a letter or sending you a text. Just something small like that is and the thing is even you doing that, and that can change people's days. And sometimes it's the smallest things that make the greatest thing. And it's kind of like the story of David. He was just a small little shepherd boy, and he defeated Goliath, this giant. And so sometimes it's just a still small voice. And the thing is that's, and if you look at some of these great people throughout the Bible, just Moses and David, and Daniel, they really weren't much, or Joseph, and then Moses stuttered. He wasn't a great talker, but he went before Pharaoh. David was a shepherd boy, stuff like that, and essentially came from a small role, came for nothing. Just the disciples, Peter, they were fishermen. They were low on the totem pole, but Jesus still called them by name. And so essentially kind of where I'm getting with this today actually is I had a little bit more, but I feel like this is the way I should go right with this right now, is that no matter your position, no matter where you're at, God can still use you. It doesn't matter how small you are, as in no matter how young you are, if you've just graduated college or anything like that, or if you're just a low man on the totem pole at your job, or you just, whatever it could be, is God can still use you no matter what your weaknesses are. Like I said, I'm a lot of people that actually know me know that I'm probably not a man of a lot. If I say I'm a man of few words, they probably just shake their head and be like, no, you talk way too much, or you're crazy and insane and energetic, which I'm really not that kind of person. Yeah, I'll have Google off sometimes, but I'm usually actually a kind of an inward person. But the thing is here's the thing, and I'm sure especially those that have been following my videos and following me for a while, which I do appreciate, is through my videos. I mean, that's something I've noticed, is through my videos how confident I've gotten, and how much more apparent and how much more bold and essentially I have gotten essentially with being able to make these videos, and just the change of how it's come and how God's worked on me through this. But I just want you to know that just pay attention, be ready, because even in the small things, God can make a huge difference. And like I said, sometimes that's all it takes. But the biggest thing is for us to be able to get to where we're at, we just have to, like it says in Psalms 46:10, just to be still and know that He is God, okay? And He's going to take care of all of us, and He's going to take care of all these situations through everything that's going on. I know hopefully this makes sense to somebody, and I hope this reaches somebody, because I feel like it is, and it's going to. I know I've kind of been all over the place, and actually, because like I said, I was going to start talking about a still small voice, and then God kind of led me just, to where, no matter how small you feel, how insignificant you feel, God can still use you for great things. And you do that just by knowing that, to be still and know that He is God, okay? With that being said, guys, I'm just going to end this here before I ramble on and ruin it. I just want to thank y'all for coming back, and thank you for all the support that y'all have been giving me. And I just appreciate y'all, and thank y'all for all that y'all do. and help me spread the gospel by sharing these videos and telling people about it. So with that being said, guys, I will see y'all next week.